What's up, guys? You want to kill more big bucks like this? Well, you're probably going to need a cell camera. You want one? I'll give you one. All right, guys, we got an Exodus trail camera giveaway coming up for you guys. The only thing that you guys got to do to win this bad boy is like our videos, comment on our videos for extra entries, keep commenting, and make sure you're subscribed. Simple as that, guys. We're giving away an Exodus trail camera. If you want one, like, comment, subscribe.
It's that time of year in which every person who has a bow and arrow gets in the woods. So what does that mean? That means pressure. And where there's pressure, sometimes there isn't deer, but sometimes during this time of the year, there is if you hunt in the right spots. So with that being said, we're gonna get into some of those things that you should be doing if you're hunting high pressure areas. You're the public land guy, you're the guy who owns 40 acres, 20 acres, 80 acres, 10 acres, small acres, or just hunts a property that's been hunted a lot this year. Let's get into that stuff in a second. Before we do, we are booking clients right now. This is the time of year in which we book clients for the off season. We travel all over the country, guys, visiting clients, helping them build the ultimate whitetail parcel for a lot of different reasons. We help them figure out the food plotting scenario, what to plant, when to plant it, how to plant it. Complete guide to all these things. Timber stand improvement, how to make money on your property, kill more bucks on your property, steal them from your neighbors, and get them all. We do all these things. So, want to get on the books? whitetaillandmanagementservices.com, contact button, then shoot me an email. Other than that, go in the description. We got some promo codes in there for you guys. Eurooptic.com. Get money off of Vortex Optics. Make sure you go to the right website there. It's not Vortex's website. Otherwise, go to Vortex's website and use code WLM20 for some money off on their apparel. The other code is for the optics on Eurooptic.com. That will get you 10% off optics, which is a considerable amount, especially on some pricier stuff. So with that being said, high pressure hunting. This is the time of the year when you just go for it, and you have to. So let's think about these public land areas. Maybe you don't have a lot of private land to hunt, or you got a small piece. You only got one bedding area on your small piece of property, or near the neighbor's property, you know where the bedding is. How do we hunt overpressured deer? We are the king of pressure at that point. What do I mean by that? We need to be the guy who's going in a little bit deeper, a little bit farther, or just thinking a little bit smarter than everybody else. Maybe that means you sit 15 yards off the road at some point, okay, if that's legal in your state. I've done that before. Well, everybody walks past me and these deer are coming from across the road or something like that. You need to think outside the box. You need to be willing to take the next step and go a little bit further to get to these unpressured deer. Because here's the thing, the bucks don't tend to care about the pressure too much during this rut time frame, but the deer that do care are the does. And without the does, there aren't bucks during this time of year. So you have to hunt those does. So basically when I'm thinking about overpressured areas, if I'm thinking about public land, I'm sometimes one of the tricks or tactics that I will use, and I shouldn't even give this away, but if there's two parking lots, I'll park at one of them, walk back down the road, and cut in the middle where nobody else is. Everybody else takes the trails back. Very few guys will cut up the middle and maybe go in 20, 30, 40, 50 yards to what I'm gonna call the dead zone. And tell me if you've ever hunted the dead zone before, where everybody's walking past. Even if they go 200, 300, 400 yards only, they're still 200, 300, 400 yards past you. And let's face it, deer seem to love the highway, right? So hunt right off the road sometimes. Basically, we have to do what we have to do to get away from these hunters. Look on your aerial maps. Okay, let's start picking stuff apart. What should you be looking for? If you're the swamp country guy, maybe you get your butt out in the swamp. Those deer are out there chasing each other. Find the high ground. Look on the topographical maps, hit your topo button, and that topo button will show you where there's one elevation line, one little circle out there. What does that mean? That means that the elevation is a little bit higher there. And let's face it, deer don't want to have to bed in the water. So if you want to hunt some of the higher ground out in the swamps, you might have to go through the swamp to get there, but get on that higher ground. And there's a good chance that you're going to see some deer out there. Let's say you're the topo guy. Look for pinches, funnels, and pinch points and things like that. But worst case scenario, you don't even understand topo or topographical lines and you're a hill country guy. And when I say hill country, I think of parts of Iowa, parts of Missouri, parts of Wisconsin. Hell, there's hill country everywhere. The Upper Peninsula has hill country. I mean, there's places where I've sat and I can see 7 miles and see Lake Superior. It's all hill country. So if I had some tips for you guys, I would say even without looking at those maps, just get on the top thirds of ridges, stay on the leeward side of it so that the wind is blowing, you know, all the way across the ridge. You're on this side of it and it's blowing behind you, and just keep that ridge in front of you, because that traveled corridor is the path of least resistance. It's not up and down. And basically you'll have luck, just dumb luck even at that point, just by doing that. Another thing you can do is hunt other topographical features like the tops of a draw. A draw will come up out of the bottom and it will come to a point at the top portion of a ridge. That is an intersecting point. Hunt those if you're in hill country. Worst case scenario, if you don't understand topo, and I was mentioning this before and I don't know if I got to my point, but if you don't understand topographical lines or how they work or what they even mean, if you can see a consistent line, pick the top third of the ridge, but see a consistent line and it moves someplace and it goes someplace on a map, and places like Trempealeau County, Southwest Wisconsin, Buffalo County, and some other states have very neat topographical lines where you can pick one line and you can follow it for a mile even. Some places you can't. There's really messy topographical lines in certain states. But if you just pick that line and there's a deer trail on it, there's a good chance you can predict the movement, because they don't want to go up and down a lot of this hill country if they don't have to. They don't want to go up and down these ridges. They want the path of least resistance. So if you hunt some of these places, you know, on pressured ground where you get back way off the road and you see these topo lines and you see one is coming from a crop field, the other one comes from a clear cut, those are places that I would look to go. So just think outside the box. Maybe you're hunting 20 yards off the road, maybe you're hunting 3 miles off the road. At the end of the day, to kill overpressured whitetails, you got to be able to, especially during the rut, you got to be able to find those does. So wherever the people aren't, those does most likely are. Worst case scenario, guys, get your butt in the woods. This is the time of the year in which you can pressure deer too much and still get lucky. You got a marginal win. Sometimes it's better to go out than not go out at all this time of year. You can get away with getting busted and keep those deer in the area a lot of times. So think about that as you know you plan your overpressured hunts, your public land hunts, your small parcel hunts this coming year and in the future years, guys. If you like these tips, you like these videos, make sure you commenting and subscribe. That's how you win our giveaways, and everybody likes a good giveaway. See you next video.